Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. It has went from serious crazy drought to flash flood. I'm gonna take you all around today and show you exactly what's happening here in Northeast Texas. What happened to you? I guess this is what 11 inches of rain does. So first we're gonna go over to the ranch. We got over 11 inches of rain. By the end of today, we will be over 12 inches, 100%. Looks like they're doing good. Hi, buddy. Okay. We are going to be moving everybody to the back part of the pasture. We're going to be feeding them hay and protein tubs and everything in the back part of the pasture, so then we can keep weight on them and everything like that. But this pasture up front here can have a rest for a month or two. We're gonna try to come back here and pull up all the goat weeds so then the grass can have a head start. Tree came down over there, old rotten nasty one. Oh my word. I guess this is what 11 inches of rain does. Dang. This thing was so low. Oh my word, it's almost about the breach over there. Wow. Is insanity. Look at that. The fish are gonna be happy with that, but the fish just might, some of the fish will be flowing out of there. Yup, it just must have just started breaching. Because there you go. Yeah, it is like a little river. That is crazy. Look how full this thing is.
It's like coming out. It's been coming out for this long. So the water's coming.
Well, that is great for this place. Everywhere else has gotten a crazy amount of rain as well. We're gonna go show you all that. The cool thing is that we were in a drought for several months. Some people were in a drought for over a year, down in South Texas and everything like that. But since we were in a drought for so long, the ground got so dry and all the ponds and everything got so dry that, you know, even when it did rain 11 inches, this pond was able to capture pretty much all of it, and just now it's starting to overflow. And mainly why this thing overflows is because it's kind of like a chain reaction, because it's connected to several other ponds, and then our pond is connected to, our pond is the last pond on the chain of ponds, and then it goes right into the big massive creek. So this is that tree up close here. As you can see, all the base was totally rotten. I mean, this thing's been dead for several years, as you can see. And it's just been waiting to fall over. And you can see how soupy and mushy it is. At least there's no cows out in this field right now. That's another thing that the drought did. It killed a lot of these big old oaks. Look at that one. Just totally shriveled up. And there's another one down the road. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. And that one died too. And I think we're going to see a lot more of them. If you look over there on this person's property or neighbor's property, several other trees that you can just see that are dead from the drought. That pine tree over there is dead. So it's pretty nuts. Man, she is rolling. This isn't the biggest creek. This is just one of the little tiny creeks. It's usually never this full, like never. This thing was bone dry yesterday. Now it's just billowing out. Oh yeah. And this little old country road started to wash out too. This isn't deep, y'all, but this is just a little bit of the road.
These are like always.
If you drive in the, it might only be 4 or 5 inches, but it takes a really good rain for it to go all the way over, the road like that. We're going over here to Mr. Larry's place to go check out his pond, which is now a lake, but I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all, so here we go. This is Mr. Larry's pond, and it is crazy full. I mean, insane. And if you look around, you can see right there, there's these bubbles, right?
Yeah.
It's the ground bubbling up and absorbing all the water. It's rained so much that the ground itself can't absorb it fast enough. But right now in this pond, in this tank right now, it is bubbling, and all that water is getting deep down into the earth. So that is awesome. So Mr. Larry and Miss Melanie built a new dock thinking that it wouldn't float away at the level that they built it at, but sadly well, it's actually supposed to be here, facing that way. This is normally like a 3/4 of an acre lake, y'all. This thing's more like an acre now, easily. Look at that, that is so much water.
Here, keep pulling it this way.
There you go. Yep, so that's normally where the dock normally sits. Definitely lower than that. Probably about a foot lower or 2 lower than that. So we are back on the farm. This is the one reason we love permaculture and swales in permaculture, is because look, you can see them perfectly working right now. We have 4 swales right up front here. We have our first swale here, which is filled with logs, all pine logs here, so they absorb a lot of water, and it has lots of mulch here too. So that's the first one. The second one here is kind of halfway full with logs, so that takes a lot of the brunt water. They are connected, as you can see. Maybe you should be able to see it pretty well. The third one down is totally full. Then the fourth one, or the last one, is totally full of water. A crazy amount of water, as you can see. This is nuts. Look how full this thing is. And it didn't even overflow. That is outstanding. The ducks are having a heyday. As you can see, all the weeds and everything. I mean, this thing was so low. Alrighty, well, our very little pond is very big now. So this is absolutely a blessing. There must have been a lot of people praying. I mean, all of us were praying, our church was praying, or everybody in our community was praying. And I think several thousand other people were praying, hence why so much rain. So, Lord willing, everybody got a little bit of rain at least. We really needed the rain, but I know a lot of other people out there needed the rain even worse than we did. So Lord willing, y'all got some too. I deeply, deeply hope. Drop a comment down below and tell me if y'all got some rain. Lord willing, y'all did. That'd be absolutely amazing if y'all did. As you can see, this oak tree that's on our property is on the verge of dying. So hopefully, Lord willing, she can hold on for dear life, and because she's half green and half brown. Her little baby here is perfectly fine, not even any brown branches on her at all. So that is awesome. Pony's doing good. Everything looks like a war zone, sorry y'all. Water pushes stuff everywhere. So even while we were driving down the roads and everything today, it was just pushed all over the place. But 11 3/4 inches of rain, which is just crazy, absolutely crazy. And within 24 hours, so this was the rain that we needed. I know several hay guys around here that said, man, if we get another really good rain, that will totally save everybody. And I'm definitely very sorry and very sad for all the farmers out there that sold off a lot of their cattle, or all their cattle, because they didn't have enough grass and enough hay and enough grain to feed them throughout the winter or throughout the drought. And I think a lot of people thought that the drought was going to be worse than it was. I think it was going to be very, very bad. Since they sold off thousands of cows, I don't know the number, but it has to be tens of thousands of cows, so that they sold off. So after that happened, shocker, it started raining again. But anyway, God's in control of everything. Everything is very bright green, but everything is going to be growing crazy fast now. It's so weird seeing like mud and stuff on the ground since it's been so dry for so long. I know hasn't been that long, but it's been several months without rain. Big old mole hole in the ground here. The ducks spent all day just like hanging out in the rain. That's why they're all still just drying out. But they were just sitting out here pretty much like that, and it was just downpouring on them, and they absolutely were loving life. Tom, not so much. He looked pretty miserable all today, and he looks pretty miserable right now, but he's happy that it stopped raining for a little bit. Some of the ducks look perfectly dry. Well, I think they can start taking down all the burn ban signs that are up everywhere. Everything is now officially wet. What are you doing, duck? Oh, you have eggs. That's what I thought. How long have you been brooding on them, silly? Not gonna bother you. You can go back on them, silly. Go back on there, mama. We have several brush piles over at the ranch and several brush piles over on the off-grid property that we need to burn. So with about a foot of rainfall, it's not gonna be burning anytime soon, but give it about a week or so of drying out, and then hopefully we can light something on fire, because it is very saturated, and this is a big, big blessing. We separated the cows today. Everybody's in the back with the horses. We gave them a round bale. Now that front pasture can start to grow back up really, really good, and just kind of rotate them. I wish we had 3 pastures. Eventually I might want to cut one of our pastures in half so that I can kind of keep them on a rotation. But for now, I only have 2 pastures. Also, the sweet potatoes are like neon green, and they probably grew like a foot or 2 during the rainstorm, literally. Brand new growth. You can see the real dark stuff down there is a couple days old, and it's so moist. Normally they don't put out roots. You know, normally it's like this when they're not in the ground, so you know it's very moist outside when they start putting out roots everywhere. That fig tree right there will be happy. All the trees back here will be very happy. We have a big pear tree back there. We were hoping for a good rain so then they can start to fill out a little bit before we harvest them. They got about a month or 2 to go before we harvest them. But other than that, y'all, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Just wanted to give y'all an update on what was happening around the farm and just keep y'all up to date, and just absolutely so thankful that Mr. Larry got some rain, our ranch got some rain, all of the rest of the community around here anyway got a good chunk of rain. My buddy 40 minutes away from me got a little over 5 inches of rain, which is just so good because their place was really, really hurting really bad, and I was hoping, all of our family was praying that they would at least get some of the rain. So that's good that they got a good chunk of the rain, and hopefully y'all got a good chunk of the rain too. Hopefully not too much, but just enough. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all have a very blessed day. See y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.